Hi, it's Emilia. Welcome to my new flower making video. Let's make beautiful vellum poinsettia together. These flowers requires minimum supplies and they look just beautiful. I've got them with a bit of glitter, but this is optional. You can have them without any sparkles. I just thought the sparkle add that beautiful touch to the finished flowers. And in this video I will show you how you can make them. Let's take a look at the things that we will need to make the flower. First of all, if you have my old design, this is Lady design poinsettia. That was the first my poinsettia design. If you have this cutting die, then you can definitely use it. You can use any other poinsettia die for that, for the flowers as well. I recently used Elizabeth Craft design, but I've seen it's out of stock. So the other thing is, and I have these all petals here created with digital file I uploaded recently to my Etsy shop. So you can buy the poinsettia template and you can cut it with your silhouette or with your Cricut electronic cutter. And I will provide the link to the template in the description box below the video. So this is based on that shape. But I also added leaves which you can cut out with the cutting template. For the paper, the vellum I use today, it comes in A4. And the vellum I use is Anita's, and it's 120 GSM. I think this is the important information. So it's not super thin and it's not very thick as well. Next, so while we have the petals, we'll be using these. We don't need that. I will be adding the vines. So each flower, let me just bring it closer. Each flower has the vines on the petal. My cutting template or my cutting die didn't have anything, so they were just plain petals. So we are going to add these to our flowers today. And for that, to work with, I will be using this. This is just embossing mat to use with your die cutting machine, a piece of rubber you could say, and that's very old. As you can see, I use it for flower making. For drawing the vines, I will be using this tool. It has a very pointy tip. So I've got one from Stamperia, one very old one. It's like a poke tool. And I will bring the camera closer when I will be drawing the lines to show you. Then we will need a smaller or larger ball tool, paintbrush, glue that dries clear, and glitter. This is the set for the glitter, glue and paintbrush if you want to add glitter at all to your flower. If not, don't worry about that. I've got a yoga mat. I use this, cut them into small pieces and I use them as a pads for making flowers. Scissors, hot glue. I will be using hot glue and something to go in the middle of your flowers. So you can use stamens, you can use buttons. So this is the button, or you could use these styrofoam balls, anything that you want to place in the middle. I will be using stamens, the same as on my flower. And I hope you will believe me when I say it takes over 2 minutes, only over 2 minutes to make one flower. And I tried that with a timer. I cannot show you because I'm recording with my phone, but 2 minutes 40 seconds to complete one flower. So super quick. Of course, today when I'm showing you, it will be slower because I wanted you to see exactly what I'm doing, but these are quick to make. First thing after die cutting or cutting on your Cricut the petals, it's to adding the vines to your petals. So I will start with that poke tool from the top, drawing like not a very straight line, and then from the edge of the petal towards the middle, around 4 or 5 lines on one side, and then repeat that on the other side. As you can see, this tool leaves the marks. It looks like you would use a white gel pen, and the important thing is I'm doing it on the bottom of my layer. So then for gluing the flower, I will put it upside down. You can add one more. I can see I've got the gap here. You can add 5 lines, 5 vines on each petal, but the bottom of the petals actually will be covered with the top layer. So I will stick to 4. Then I turn and I do it on the other side, on the other petal. So it's like drawing, actually, you know, drawing these vines on each petal, on each layer. And you don't have to do it like, you know, it doesn't need to be identical on each petal or anything like that. And I think actually if it's just irregular, it looks even more interesting. The last one. So you can see how quickly you can do that. Then I will take that pad and press in the middle. And this is it for my first layer. For one flower, I will be using 2 layers. So let's grab another one. The same size. You can, if you have a digital file, you can resize your petals, create them smaller, bigger, whatever you want. It's very satisfying. That's it. We've got the second one. I put it upside down and press in the middle. And now for creating a flower, I will just add, let me just get rid of that blob on the end of my glue. So I'm going to add small dot of a glue in the middle. I'm not overlapping the petals, bringing another layer and just pressing in the center, and that's it. Now we can maybe wait a few more seconds for glue to dry, and then we can make a hole in the middle. It's very easy to do that in Vellum. And for one flower I would use 5 double-sided stamens. I will bring them together, and then I also have a small piece of wire. Let me just grab it so I can have that on the top of my stamens. Then I fold them and I fold the wire. This way I can put them all through at the same time. So I will just go through the center, pull from the other side, and now you can make this hole slightly larger so the stamens will go even deeper. Okay, I would secure them on the top with a very small dot of a glue, and then I also like to secure them a little bit on the bottom. Let me just push this one a little bit. Okay, so now I would just add a tiniest dot of a glue there as well. I would leave it upside down and wait for it to dry. Let's create another one, and I will make it with a different flower center. Okay, first, so we're doing exactly the same. I could actually finish that video and you would see how quickly it was to make that first flower. And you can try definitely with different poinsettia cutting dies. The problem with me using the cutting dies is just by the time I want to make something, you know, I've got some really nice idea, very often they are out of stock. So that's why I decided to just make the template for the cutting machines, so you can, you know, enjoy that. And actually you can cut it not only from vellum, you can cut it from any, using cardstock, pattern paper, lots of different things. And I'm sure I will have soon videos for the same design, just with different material used, so you can get inspired and you can decide if you want to buy it, basically, if you need it in your life. These poinsettias are super pretty, so I am very, very pleased with them. This time I want to use different flower center, but look how beautiful this look with the, that was I think a button as well. Then I've got another button. So when you've got the button, what I do, I cut these loops off. These are like plastic, I think. Look at that. It's not glued yet, but this is super, super pretty. Or you can have this just as simple, just that styrofoam ball. So let's just glue them together like before, a dot of a glue in the middle, not overlapping the petals, so the petals from the top layer go between the petals from the bottom layer. I will press that and wait for glue to dry. And then, well, maybe I should use this one. It's just, I've got only one of these, but this is just amazing. I think I like that simple one as well. Let's just go with the simple ball. Place that in the middle, and then I will show you how I'm adding the glitter to my flowers. By the way, this is now dry, so I will cut that off very close there. Let's just add glitter. I got a piece of white paper just to catch all the glitter I want to use. And if you could see on the flowers, I use the glitter just on edges of the petals on one side. This one has no glitter at all, and a little bit in the middle, but of course you can do it as you want. So what I would do, I would just take the glue which dries clear, so I use tacky glue on the paintbrush a little bit, and then I go in the center, and then I just paint the edges of the flower just a little bit. Of course, if you want to go heavily, do that. I will then take this paper and sprinkle my chunky glitter. I'm using the Distress glitter. That's a new glitter from Team Holtz. I absolutely love it. Look at that. It looks amazing. Okay, I will do it on the other one as well. The same way, we just grab a little bit of glue. Maybe I will add more in the center here, as we do not have stamens, and then on the edges. Okay, let's sprinkle. You can always add more glitter, but it's difficult to remove. I added more on that one, and I love that as well. So that's it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that video. And if you will make these flowers, please tag me on social media. I would love to see what you create. Please remember, you can use different cutting dies. And if you want to purchase my cutting template, the link is in the description box below the video. Thanks again. Have a lovely creative day. Bye bye.